Basically, I love weather. I expect rain any day, any point of time. I just wanted to rain. On the dreadful day of December 1st, maybe for the first time in my life, I thought rain has to stop.
சுத்தமா தண்ணி இல்லாத ஏரியால ஒரு நதி மாதிரி தண்ணி போனது இந்த மழையில தான் நான் பார்த்தேன்.
It was I think the day one of the last leg of the rains which led to the floods was Tuesday. Wednesday was the blackout day.
On the night it got flooded, I was in my apartment with my wife. We were seeing the water levels rise and we thought, yeah, it's okay, it's only up to knee level, it will probably recede.
But all of us had a couple of things in common. There was absolutely no power for 5 days and no mobile network.
So as we went deeper and deeper inside from OMR towards Palikanai, the water level started increasing, hip level, shoulder level, and eventually we had to swim to reach out to the people who were like on the boundaries of the Palikanai lake. You don't know whether you're actually swimming above a compound wall with glass on top. You don't know whether you're going over thorny bushes. So we had to kind of look at the electricity post to see, okay, this would be the road going.
The moment we saw one guy being washed away in Adayar, right behind Koturpuram, the Adayar river, that was a shocker for us. That kind of shook us big time.
We actually set alarms every 1 hour. So my wife and I, we kept alarms alternate 1 hour. We'll wake up, look out of the balcony, see if the water had come up, go back to sleep. So we thought we would cook and we'll stay in house, and we actually had a good time, like, talking to each other. We actually had real conversations with each other.
Now this is a time when most hospitals are shutting down, and the reason we were shutting down were very, very genuine. Our stocks of medicines were not coming in, the oxygen supply was not coming in, and we did not have enough people to come and work. So what happened basically was, people who had already there in the hospital, they had to do continuous shifts.
For the past 20 years, I've been tracking weather. So it's not, the El Nino is not new. So it's a repeat. It will happen again also. Normally in Tamil Nadu, if it is a El Nino, there will be above normal rains. That one day, I think I just came from office. I was just glued into that sofa. Maybe from 6 p.m. till morning 3 a.m. My family, they went to sleep after the power cut. So I was just keeping updating. At least I just wanted to put the last post. Rains have stopped.
The first night, I actually took my father's favorite Rusk biscuit packet and went to the streets and started giving people. The truth be told, I had no idea that next day that we would go on to start having serious relief camps and the scale in which we actually ended up doing it.
Information was so precious at that point of time because we had no clue what was happening in the city. That's when we just started saying, okay, we are physically able to reach certain farming relief centers here. Let's reach them food and supplies and whatever they require. And that's when it became a little more scientific. People started providing information as to what will be required. There were doctors at these little makeshift relief centers who were telling us what was required, and all we were doing was just, at that point of time, I think, opening up the hearts of people in the city. We were just tweeting saying, I need this. I need 300 food packets.
Right now, there's no current. At least everybody's 3G will be active. So I said, why don't we at least ask people in which house people are stuck, so that if we can do it methodically.
Slowly, from direct on the ground, saving, relief work stuff, I slowly moved into social networking, connecting people, fund collection.
So we put it out on Facebook, and I actually didn't realize it will go so viral. The power of social media hit me then.
I became the information giver to a set of people who are directly coordinating with the NDRF, the government agencies, the Air Force. So I will say that Jafar Khan Pet, this area, this house has a lady affected. Can you reach out to this?
அங்க வந்து நிறைய லேடிஸ் அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருந்தாங்க. ஸோ அவங்களுக்கு நைட்டிஸ் மட்டும் கொடுத்தோம். அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அடுத்த வேலைக்கு போடுறதுக்கு ஒரு ட்ரெஸ் கூட இல்லை அப்படின்னு நினைக்கும் போது வந்து ரொம்ப பரிதாபமா இருந்தது.
We personally went to all places that are affected. So we covered most parts of the city as much as we could actually. If people weren't able to find out what's happening with their relatives, or if they were not able to contact them, I would go and see if they were fine. And if they needed food or water, I would go deliver it for them.
I got hold of about 50 power banks. That's the first thing I did. Charged up the power banks and delivered it to every possible person who connected with me online.
So I went and worked with RJ Balaji's camp. And once you went there, you realized this is some serious work at hand, and it needed a lot of brain power and manpower. While the relief camps we were trying to work, it was still raining, and it was just an amazing show of solidarity that we saw that day.
Every day we would do 20, 25 camps. And each of these doctors, every day when I would put up the list, each of these doctors would make one of these camps their own. And they'd say, I want to do this. I'll take this camp. Don't worry about it. Over all the camps that we did, we must have served at least 60 to 70,000 people.
R230 is right behind the industrial estate in Guindy. All the people of R230 were camped in the third floor in that government school, and to reach that place, it took us about 2.5 hours, and the entrance to R230 had a garbage like an arch. Literally, I saw the same thing but just made out of garbage, and somebody had carved a hole into that garbage so that cars could go. So the garbage from the river had been piled up to a height of say 12 feet.
In the short term, we can proudly say that we have probably prevented any major outbreak.
Now, all we had to do was to go and see their faces, and they will realize that there is somebody coming after us and going to help us. Believe me, the psychological help that some of us were able to do, and a lot of people did without actually physically doing anything, was huge.
Everybody who is anybody wanted to help.
The policemen were the guys who were real heroes, and the way they managed crowds, we couldn't have. So they did a phenomenal job.
And how many were successfully completed and how many people you really managed to serve probably was the most gratifying one.
I think there is an option given to us in schools if we want to choose NCCs and other stuff like that.
But predominantly it should be mandatory stuff.
It should not be an option, is what we think.
Has to go through that. It doesn't even help in the terms of calamity. But it helps a kid generally to be a leader, to be a team player. So it teaches them in a various angle.
In the middle of all this madness, a few incidents happened which, when I think about it now, it's actually funny.
A day 4.5, young boy who really got upset with me. He started with sending me JPEGs of Haranganathan subway. Started sending me saying, hi bro, Haranganathan subway is filling up again. We have to do something. 6 hours later, I bring it back saying, bro, you haven't come still. Then the next day, he just took off on me on WhatsApp, and I think he had this notion in his head that RJ Balaji and Siddharth and all have lots of big buckets. You fucker, you don't even have one small bucket also, you could have come and so I think I let that one boy down.
And there was this 80-year-old woman who was stubborn, standing right there when we were distributing sanitary napkins. And she was stubborn that we were not giving her the sanitary napkin. And that was really weird for us. And there was this other guy who said, Emma, 80 vayasula idho vachi neenama pannuva.
At the medical camp we were running, now the doctors were checking out the conditions of the people and they were recommending certain vaccinations. So there was this lady who was standing in front, went ahead, and she needed 3 injections. The lady behind her did not need any injections because she was healthy. And she saw this lady, one, taking those injections and go, and the doctor said, "Ungalukku venama." She was getting very pissed off. Ena yanakku poda maatringa. Naanu oda manama nikiralla. Na avangalukku mattum 3 kudukreenga. Ena 1 kudunga. So we told her, "Ma, ungalukku odamukku onum prachana illa ma. Nalla da irukkinga. 3 maasam camp naduthinga. Ange edha sonanga. Every time avangalukku mattum injection kudukringa. Engalukku kudu matingala. Naangala vandu கஷ்டப்படுறவங்க இல்லையா? ஒரு வாட்டி நீங்க இப்படி பண்றீங்களே.
Some people may ask, message me, sir, துணி துவச்சு 5 நாள் 6 நாள் ஆச்சு, எப்படியாவது நான் நாளைக்கு வெயில் வரும்னு சொல்லுங்க, நான் துணி காய போடணும், நீங்க சொன்னாதான் நான் வாஷிங் மிஷினில் போடுவேன்.
க்ரௌடில் வந்துட்டு வண்டி மூவ் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கு. மூவ் ஆகிறப்போ ஒருத்தர் வந்து என் காலை சுரண்டிகிட்டே இருக்காரு. அது நான் சொன்னேன், முன்னாடி வாங்கினேன், இப்போ அந்த சைடு தான் பிஸ்கெட் கிடைக்கும் அப்படின்னா. அவர் வந்து கையில் சரக்கு பாட்டில் வச்சுக்கிட்டு, இது வாட்டர் பேக்கெட் எங்கேயும் கிடைக்க மாட்டேங்குது, ரொம்ப காஸ்ட்லி வைக்கிறாங்க, ஒரு வாட்டர் பாட்டில் கொடுப்பா அப்படின்ட்டாரு. என்ன இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணுறானே அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு போவே இல்லை இருந்தாலும். சரின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு வாட்டர் பாட்டில் தூக்கி போட்டால், என்னப்பா வாட்டர் பேக்கெட் மட்டும் தெரியுங்க, பிஸ்கெட் கொடுங்கப்பா சைட் டிஸ்க்கு.
Chennai is definitely resilient just because of the spontaneous outpouring of help that came from within us. Of course, people from outside also helped. From within us, we just did so much. I think we're an incredibly resilient city.
You could see that everyone in the city, especially youngsters, were doing their bit. When we were going for rescue in those flooded neighborhoods around Palikanai, Kotorpuram, Ayapatangal, there were a lot of other people active with makeshift rafts, like using bubble tops, using thermocoils wrapped in a tarpaulin sheet. It was really nice to see local boys actually doing their bit.
I'd seen children from say 16 years old to around 30, 35 odd, who are all risking their lives just to go and make sure that somebody out there got what they needed, they were okay. It was not, limited just to Chennai. So people in Bangalore, people in London, people in New York, people everywhere, they would find some way to help.
Neighbors who always are, fighting for parking spaces, suddenly helping each other, giving them room in their houses, asking people to just come and stay.
But if you see how everyone, a lot of individuals, a lot of NGOs came together, how not just Chennai, but how lorries full of relief material from Bangalore, from Kerala, from Andhra. We received materials even from Delhi with lorries, Coimbatore. A lot of material started pouring in. Heartwarming to see that. So definitely I've become more confident and stronger, and when it happens next again, everyone will be more prepared and will probably coordinate better. So that is there. I mean, whenever there is a need, I think the resilience will be there.
கஷ்டத்தில் இருக்கும்போது யார் உதவுறாங்களோ அவங்க தான் வந்து உண்மையான நண்பன்ட்டு. ஸோ that based on that Palamali, you can say this city has brought a lot of resilience.
I think if I know that if I'm in trouble today, I think I can sort of safely rely on someone else to help me, because I know somebody has already helped me before, and I think somebody will help me again. There's no reason why they will not.
Kind of comfort that the city has given us, I think we can stand up for each other. And I think we proved it. We were there for each other.
Holding on to our iPhones and holding on to our, material wealth and saying this is the most expensive thing, because we know that the most valuable thing in our life is the people around us, and we need to protect them.
The call of duty is something bigger. If you are going to be part of a society called Chennai, then the family that is your family. Chennai for me is my mother. Every son, every daughter born of this mother, the basic thing we have to do is to make sure our mother gets up and starts smiling again.
துச்சமாக எண்ணி நம்மை தூறு செய்த போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே. பச்சையூனி 5 வேற்படைகள் வந்த போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே. உச்சி மீது வானிடிந்து வீழுகின்ற போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே. 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 அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே.
Nandan Chennai.
I am Chennai.
Nandan Chennai.
I am Chennai.
Nandan Chennai.
I am Chennai.
Na 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 na.
Srinivasan's son has got selected for Super Singer.
Always doing push-up. Look at Srinivasan's son. He got first mark in maths. Study.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Welcome. They're all A.R. Rahman songs, bro.